Hey guys, this is episode 4 of my podcast, Field Court Ring. Today I'm with my friend Dylan, and we're just going to be recapping the UFC 319 event, which was headlined by Dricus Du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev. Dylan, how's your day going?
I've been good. What about you?
I don't really got nothing much else to do, honestly, because it's not really good weather where I'm at right now. It's like raining all day, so
I haven't gotten the ring yet, I don't think, but I'll probably get it in a bit.
yeah. Anyways, I guess we're just gonna go fight by fight pretty much. So the first fight of the early prelims was Morales versus Alibi Idris. I feel like there really isn't much to really talk about. I feel like honestly, since
Yeah,
I was just kind of shocked because Alibi Idris was like a really heavy favorite, and Joseph Morales also came into the fight. Like apparently in like the tough semifinals, he got like a controversial decision or something like that. So I guess he backed it up, defeating Alibi Idris and becoming the Ultimate Fighter champion. So. I just thought it was a good uh triangle choke he got. He like got it pretty fast. So I mean, I don't think we really have to say much on that.
yeah, it was a really basic fight. There wasn't anything that really
Yeah, I also missed the first round.
special happened.
I didn't get a catch much, but apparently he was up to 10-9 in the first round. So
Yeah,
and then the next fight's kind of something to talk about. Uh, Down to Bosa versus Korean Silva. I think I originally scored this for, I scored Korean Silva winning this 29-28, like the judges did. I had her winning rounds, I think I think I had her winning rounds 2 and 3 or either 1 and 3. I forget, but I mean, it was a decent matchup, I guess. Korean Silva threw 90 total strikes. Um, threw 154 total strikes and landed 90 of them. Barbosa threw 132, landed 67. Overall, it was kind of a striking matchup, but it was like way less exciting than the upcoming women's fight we're going to talk about.
yeah. I feel like Barboza, she could have done more. Like when she had the control,
Yeah,
is she only had one submission attempt with
yeah,
5 minutes of control time. So I feel like she could have done more. But
yeah.
I mean,
And then she landed.
I still don't think she would have won.
Yeah. Yeah, especially I feel like she could have done more takedowns too if she because she attempted four and landed three versus Silva who only attempted three and landed one. I feel like she could have maybe taken more advantage of that. And then Korean Silva did get two submission attempts on it versus Barbosa getting one. But I feel like if Barbosa had more takedowns, she could have had more submission opportunities, maybe even got a finish or at least changed the scorecards her way because it was a pretty close fight, honestly.
Yeah.
And then the next fight on the early prelims was Close versus Edson Barbosa. Originally, I thought that Barbosa won, but now looking back at it and like watching the highlights again, I think Close did win. Especially round three was basically the deciding round. I again kind of missed a little bit of this fight. I only tuned in for like the second and third round. Well, I think only the third round I actually like was able to watch. Um, but overall, Klose like looked really good. Like really good, but I mean, look at his stats. He threw 147. He landed 147 total strikes, attempted 209. Barbosa landed 73 and only attempted 122. Barbosa did land more significant strikes, but Klose attempted more strikes. I feel like he won. And now I'm looking at it, dude. Barbosa was heavy body and head. He attempted 38 body, 64 head, landed 26 of his 64 head strikes, threw two of his 38 body strikes. While Klose mainly just went for the head. I mean, 78 of his total strikes were towards the head, while only 15 were to the leg and 9 were to the body. And Barbosa did get more control time with 3 minutes and 30 seconds over 2 minutes and 33 seconds, but he also didn't attempt a takedown. So, like, I feel like Klose pretty much just, like, outstruck Barbosa pretty much. Like, it was pretty much a striker matchup, I feel like.
Yeah, I also feel like Barboza, I think like I don't know, because it seemed like he was just trying to be patient. But when I like went over, because I missed this fight, when I went
Yeah.
over and watched it again, it looked like there was no switch. Like he was just keeping it like relaxed the entire fight,
Yeah.
knowing he was gonna be down, and he just didn't like attack.
Yeah, he
I feel
didn't like
like
kind of change the game plan. I think yeah, I get that.
yeah, I feel
I
like
mean,
if he
plus
would
he's
have done
like
that, there would have been a
39.
chance.
Both are honest, but Barbosa is definitely out of his prime. Colossi maybe has a few more fights in him. I think Colossi does actually have like a decent shot to maybe get him a couple more wins. I'm not going to say he's going to get a bell, but unlike Barbosa, he's probably going to retire after one or two more fights. Colossi still has like he still has some gas left in the tank. He can still like maybe maybe beat up a couple of washed people like Edson Barbosa
Yeah,
type people, or like the name value is there even though they're out of their prime, obviously. So. I thought that was a
yeah,
good early prelim. A lot of people were calling robbery, but I don't really think it was a robbery. I think Colossi, just looking at the
yeah.
stats, he definitely just deserved to win that. Like, I mean, he attempted 209 strikes. Barbosa only attempted 122. And then Colossi landed more strikes than Barbosa even attempted. So, like, even by that, I think it's fair to say Colossi won that 29-28. So.
Yeah.
And then a surprising KO by Alexander Hernandez. He didn't really seem to let off the gas. I had Hooper by decision in this fight. That's what I predicted. Because I thought that I looked at the reaction matches that Alexander Hernandez had, and only like a couple of them, most of them were decision. Only like two of them I thought were like by submission. Either he won or he lost. I think both were losses actually.
Yeah,
Most of his fights were going to decision. I'm thinking, he's also, a dangerous striker. Chase was more of, a grappler, submission artist in a sense. I think Chase People is going to, be able to take us to the later rounds and kind of, just grapple and get that going. But I mean, Alexander Hernandez, just what a impressive performance from him. I mean, he was a huge underdog and he just really impressed me. I mean, from the start, he just took control and started striking with Hooper. Hooper, like, I feel like kind of. Sta how do I phrase this? He like kept it close kind of in the early, and then
yeah,
he tried to go for the single leg on the fence, and that didn't work. And then Hernandez just KO'd him. So I mean, it was kind
yeah. I
of
feel like
because the striking was similar with 18 attempts, not 18 attempts, 18 landed total strikes versus Hooper's 20, but overall Hernandez just landed the most significant strikes, even though he landed less significant strikes, and he attempted way
yeah,
less.
but I just feel like his defense could have been like Hooper's defense could have been just a little better
Well,
because he
yeah.
missed like
I mean,
over a
to be
fourth
fair
of his
though,
shots.
he is a takedown submission artist. He's always going for the submission. That's what he's known for, pretty much. Not really known for the
Yeah,
kick, but so I feel like maybe in training camp because he, thought of, instead of being more offensively, maybe I should prepare more defensively for this fight. Maybe try to
yeah.
defend, and then once I, defend a couple of shots, maybe it opens an opportunity for me to get a takedown. Because he only attempted two takedowns and didn't even
He
land one.
missed both. Yeah,
And Hernandez just outstruck him like head wise, he had double the head strikes, yet attempted way less head strikes in total. So overall, Hernandez just had a good fight. And did you hear in his press conference he was like giving the analogy like, yeah, it's like I got a big ball but like a medium sized dick, because like Chase Hooper's known for like gooning and whatnot. He was like, I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny, honestly.
too much gooning during training camp.
Kuma Scooty doing shaving camp. That's what got Chase Super. And then honestly, a really good, not a really good one. I'd say a really good women's fight for like the standard women's fight. You usually shouldn't be able to either go to decision like 9
Yeah,
out of 10. Godinez versus Andrade was a really good, not was a really entertaining fight from the start. Both were going at it. Both were attempting a lot. Andrade landed 97 of 297 total strikes. Godinez, on the other hand, landed 119 of 226 total attempts. And then she also landed more significant strikes than 107 versus Andrade, who went for 90. And she had more control time. And she went for 14 takedowns, which I actually didn't pick up when I was watching it, but now looking at the stats, it's just shocking how many takedowns she went for.
yeah. I'm just surprised that he like only missed or that she only got one. Because out of 14 shots, you're telling me you can't like,
You can't take down your opponent,
yeah, you
especially when
can't,
both of
yeah,
you guys are strikers. It's or I don't know much about. Well, I feel like I don't. As Libby Dean is a striker, I might. I mean, 14 takedowns kind of makes the point that she might be more of a submission artist. I didn't know much about it coming in. I just knew Andrade was definitely a strike. I didn't know much about Godinez, but I mean, yeah, if you're going for 14 takedown attempts, you're only gonna be able to land one. That's like really bad. But I guess she made up for it in the amount of striking she was able to, just outstruck Andrade. And Andrade just like she attempted 97 She landed 97 strikes and attempted almost 300, which is just like really,
Yeah.
really bad. And she only attempted one takedown. Like I feel like she was just cooked from the start because if her plan is to strike and you can't land any of your strikes, you're landing less than 1/3 of your strikes. That's like really, that's like you're not gonna win the fight at all.
Yeah. And also like if you're landing or if you're missing 200 punches, like 200 extra punches is like trying to run a mile after getting done running another mile. Like it's just like pointless. Like don't do it. It's just
Yeah,
waste of
you're not gonna
energy.
be able to strike when you go for more takedown attempts. If your opponent's doing 14 on you, maybe do the same thing they're doing to you and go for more. She only attempted one takedown, and she didn't even get a submission attempt either. Neither did Godinez, but Godinez only landed one. So it's like I feel like Andrade, and we're probably gonna get to this later, kind of like with DDP. I feel like if her a plan wasn't working originally, she should have changed it up. She wasn't like very fluid.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall a good women's fight. Um, and then Jared Mushat versus Michael Olazekchak. I still haven't watched his KO as much as
Mm,
I've just been putting enough, honestly. But
it wasn't a bad KO. It wasn't too flashy, but it was a clean KO. Like it's it's not as see the other fights make this knockout look kind of
bad, yeah.
basic.
Well, yeah, when you have two spinning elbows in a row, that's how it's gonna work.
Yeah, but like this fight, it wasn't bad. Although uh Marchart, he went 3 for 16 in total strikes.
Yeah, and
Yeah, it was only 3 minutes into the first round,
okay, but
but
you're only throwing 16 total strikes. That's crazy.
you got like you're a fighter. You're supposed to be able to throw, I think.
I mean, I kind of get
I
it
don't
if he's going for three takedown attempts, because
yeah.
those takedown attempts I feel like can take, maybe take a lot of clock time in the sense that like you might shoot for one and then either like half get it or like just not fully take it down. It might take a while. That might take a lot of time off the clock. But even then, there's no reason for you only to be throwing 16 total strikes when your opponent's throwing 51. Your opponent landed more head strikes than total strikes you attempted, and they had more
Yeah.
control time too, and didn't even get a single takedown. So it's like,
He had
yeah,
um I'm not even gonna try to pronounce his last name, but Michael
I
Mashal,
think like
however you want to say it, he went
Jack.
18 for 46 into the head. And instead of like if Marshall would have like held out for just a little longer and he was just gonna keep making uh Mitchell like miss his head, I feel like
He could have landed
he would have
more,
gotten exhausted and then Rashad could have just like come in with a headshot, body shot, just something to like
or just like
do
maybe, or
damage.
just give Moshat more time. I mean, everyone says that in round three, he just turns into a different beast and just like out does his opponent just because of the amount of like I guess energy he has in the third round of all places. But
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to get taken down in the first round, if you're going to, I mean, Michael Olazekchak was favored, I think, to get a KO in the first round anyway. If you know that your opponent's a striker and they're favored to get, a KO in the first round, maybe, strike with them more in the first round. Maybe make it so it goes into the second round where, it can get a little bit of an advantage. Because Michael going into the later rounds, that gives an advantage to you. I mean, I know he's old, but that's what a strong suit is. In the third round, he just turns into a different beast. So I feel like if you're
Yeah.
not going to strike with him and you're not going to be able to land takedowns, then like what are you thinking of doing? Just like crawling up in a corner and just like letting him hit you? Like that's what it looks like at the stats. I mean, when you only throwing 16 total strikes and your opponent's landing more than you even attempting, like you're just absolutely just cooked from the start.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
honestly,
totally
I feel like after this fight, Rashad's probably gonna I'm I'm sure he wants to end on a win,
yeah.
but he's pushing like 40 or if not already 40.
Yeah.
So like I feel like this fight just like tells him like, oh, I just think like my time is done. Cause like
Yeah.
16 punches total in 3 minutes, even if he wasn't getting knocked out and Mashal just like was attacking, like you still should have been able to get more than 16 in.
Didn't you
And as
also?
like
Yeah. No,
what?
continue. My bad. I interrupted you.
And like even if you are missing, like he went 3-16, and all three were significant strikes.
Hmm.
Even if you are missing basically every shot or hit, like like you still should keep going no matter what, and like just continue to defend and like reattack. But
Or
like in this fight, he didn't do any of that. Like he
or at least
just,
just transfer to focus on defending, and maybe that opens up a shot. If you're not gonna take the offensive approach, maybe back up or just like lay off the gas a little bit. Maybe try to defend those shots, and then it opens up an opportunity for you to maybe regain your composure, regain your energy, and maybe strike with him a little more, land more shots. Because if you're yeah, like I just don't get it. Like, because I missed this entire fight too, which is annoying because it ended in the first round. But did you end up watching this fight? Like,
yeah, I watched
from
it.
Gerald's perspective, did he just like go defensive or like what happened?
Honestly, I it looked like it, but like it seemed like he was
Like
just a
he was
rag
too
doll just
much on
getting
the
beat up.
defense. He
Yeah,
wasn't throwing at all.
like it was him just getting hit the entire time. Like Michelle would just hit him, and it looked like Gerald, like he wasn't even trying to defend.
Yeah.
Like, and honestly, it looked like a amateur could have done better than him in
I mean,
in
he is
like,
like 39. He has 57 total fights. Didn't you also pick him in this fight too because of the experience factor?
yeah, I had him in this fight for the experience factor, but I didn't think he would come in like looking so unprepared.
Yeah, I mean, with these type of fights, when the person's favored so much, or it just like significant age difference or fight difference, I mainly just pick all the favorites to win, pretty much, if I'm being honest. But I like I picked like my really only upsets is I had not Michael Page. The only upset I had was not the obvious, but ended up being obvious because of the result was Aaron Pico to lose to Lerone Murphy because I thought that after Paxi Mix losing to Mario Batista and me switching my pick to Paxi Mix, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm not doing that again. I'm gonna pick Lerone Murphy. I don't care if he's an underdog. There's a reason like the majority of MMA fans who are betting on this were picking the same picks, which were Asakura, Page, Khamzat, were the other two? Prates and then Lerone Murphy. So I'm like, hey, if it misses, then I guess Aaron Pico's just that good. But it turns out that he wasn't. So yeah, I guess
Yeah.
overall ending the Olajaychuk fight, good for him. I think Jay would probably do one or two more fights, probably only one more, unless he loses it. I think only probably one more fight. Because if he loses, like at that point, you're not gonna win, especially if the UFC just gives you a bomb. Like just give him like a Aaron Pico up and coming Bellator or something like that. Honestly,
Yeah.
maybe not even that. Because I mean, if Michael Olajaychuk is gonna knock you out in the first round, and he's like a lot younger than you, I don't know how you're gonna fare up against a up and coming UFC debut. But I mean anything can happen with Patrick Mix and Aaron Pico. We've learned that like these guys usually are way overrated, especially after the Aaron Pico result. But we'll touch on that later. So yeah, overall good for Olajaychuk and good for the fighting nerds. The last prelim fight, headline prelim, which I actually don't get why it was the headline prelim, just because the odds were so like bad. Like I think Basengu was like a minus. I don't even know how favored he was, but I just know he was heavily favored against Eric Nolan. The first round I was actually nervous about because I was rooting for Basengu because I picked him. Eric Nolan, like Alexander Hernandez, just came out strong and was just piecing up Basengu.
Yeah. Um, honestly, I like the fight was overall not bad from both fighters. Like
Yeah.
maybe Eric Nolan could have landed a couple more shots
Yeah.
or like attacked the body more.
Especially when you're
But
going against Basengu, who is not a
yeah,
striker, and Eric Nolan obviously is. It's the same thing with something with the Andrade go no, it's something with the Jared fight. Nolan landed he attempted this less total strikes than Bai Sung landed, which is really surprising.
yeah, honestly, I feel like Eric Nolan because I had Boston Girl, I think losing. I had Eric Nolan winning.
Really?
But yeah, like only because I thought Eric Nolan. I mean, I don't really know anything about Boston, and I was biased just because Eric Nolan's from the U.S. So it
Yeah,
was
I
like,
knew. I just
yeah,
thought
I don't
Bison
know.
Good would win. I just thought it was funny that Eric Nolan had like, the funny, you're a buddy of Hamzat, but you're not actually Hamzat in the press conference. Well, Bison Good kind of showed he is maybe, the butt buddy of Hamzat in the sense that he got that submission by rear naked choke, which
Yeah.
Hamzat wasn't able to on DDP. But that's a whole nother story we'll get to later. But overall, Bison Googers, I feel like dropped. He had like, I think he got his ego got to him in the first round. Thinking, oh, I'm heavily favored, or Eric Nolan isn't that good. I think I can, maybe lay off the gas a little bit. Eric Nolan did actually get a deserving 10-9 round there, and I do think the UFC should keep Eric Nolan because unlike Aaron Pico, who got absolutely destroyed, uh. Eric Nolan actually had a good first round with Bison Good, and even in the second round, Bison Good was coming around, but it's still like somewhat competitive until Bison Good got the choke. Um, so overall, Bison Gu looks both fighters look good, and I'm excited for the future of both fighters, especially Bison Gu with him being of training partners with Hamzat. I think he can learn a lot from Hamzat, especially after winning against DDP, and maybe he'll be the next Khamzat Chimaev. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot he can still learn, especially from like Hamzat, um, as like a wrestler in general.
Yeah,
Because if you have like a if you have a good wrestling ability, like that can get you very far,
yeah,
but you still need more like striking and more like practice with your submissions.
yeah.
And
You
I feel
can.
like training with Hamzat, he's gonna get most of that.
Yeah, it's gonna be the experience factor. It's just like in the NFL when you like a QB2 such as like Miles Shields with Will Howard, he's gonna get a lot out of being the QB2 behind Aaron Rodgers, for example, because Aaron Rodgers is just a good mentor. Same thing with Bison Gu. He's gonna be have some good experience being training with Hamzat and maybe take a thing or two from Hamzat. So overall, good fight by both fighters, and I'm excited for the future of both of them. Now onto kind of the I wouldn't say the shock of the card, but a little bit honestly. Kai Asakura, bro, you have no submission defense, bro. I was so annoyed this fight.
Oh my gosh. It was
It's not because
it
I'm
was
like a
like
huge
it looks like he
Asakura
didn't
fan.
try.
Is this Asakura's first debut in the UFC? I don't think it is.
What?
Is this Asakura's first fight in the UFC? This
I
no,
don't think so.
I don't think so. No, because I was
Yeah,
looking.
I think he had another one.
Yeah, he lost it by I think decision. But anyways, but Tim Elliott's fighting style just annoys me. It's like Michael Venom Page, except it's just like just so stupid. Like Tim Elliott looks like he's like a crackhead on the side of the road, like shadow boxing some dude. The way he's like moving his arms around and just like one of the
Yeah.
most stupidest things ever. Like, at least with Michael Page, he's having fun doing crossovers between the legs, playing basketball with his opponent literally in the cage. But with Tim Elliott, he's just like flailing his arms around. Like in like the second round of the first round, I think Tim Elliott literally like half checked a knee. He like tried to do a knee and then midway through decided, oh, I'm not even gonna do that. It's like, but what are you even doing? And then Asakura dude, Asakura, I'm so mad. But he should have got the KO in the first round, but he just overthrew his punches and put so much energy behind them, which tired him out. And then Tim Elliott in the second one was able to get the submission because he has no
Yeah,
extension.
I also didn't really like how Tim Elliott was like taunting kind of
Yeah,
all match
yeah. Before
basically.
I'm thinking because mainly because Asuka's a heavy favorite. I'm like, dude, the way Tim is like doing like the screaming thing before they even touch gloves. This dude's getting his ass whooped. He's getting KO'd in the first round. But surprisingly, Tim
Yeah.
Elliott was able to outlast the first round. Somehow got a submission on Asuka. Well, not somehow because it's because Asuka has no submission defense. I don't think Asuka should get cut from the roster. I think he's like if we're gonna have like an Aaron Pico getting a spinning back elbow in his UFC debut, he's the type of person to get cut. Maybe not even Aaron Pico because it's only his first fight, but I don't like how people saying Asako should get cut from the roster. Like he's definitely of caliber to maybe be on like a main card of a fight night or something. But like, what?
Yeah, I feel like Asakura like I had him winning as well, but um it's like his defense just looked like off completely,
Plus
like the entire match.
plus Timolade just getting one takedown. one takedown on him, just threw his entire mojo out the window. Like
Yeah,
he only attempted three takedowns, but the moment after Tim Elliott got the takedown and tried to go for the submission, like the very first one, I'm like, oh God, Asakura's in trouble. And you could just see it on Asakura, like after that, even when he stood up, he was just like so like I feel like just so hesitant to, keep throwing because he like almost probably knows that he can't defend a takedown. So he's like thinking, hey, if I overthrow like I did earlier, I'm gonna tie myself out, I'm just gonna get taken down again.
yeah, and like his like striking, I thought he was a lot better than what he showed in
Yeah,
this
because
fight.
like
Because he went
on some of his
17 for
punches, it's like
79 in the head.
yeah, because like in the first round, the announcers were saying this to the commentators. Like he was overthrowing so much. Like on one punch I saw, he like did it with so much power, and it completely missed. I'm just like, bro, you're tiring yourself out.
Yeah, and it's like wasting all that energy just really
Like
screws you
instead of
up.
going for the one punch knockout, go for maybe a 1-2 combo, or I don't know, just go for some combos to the head. You don't gotta put all of it behind one punch. Like literally, if he just kept with the same game plan instead of overthrowing punches, like because later in the first round he was doing this. He was just landing headshots on Tim Elliott and wasn't like putting a lot of energy behind them. He could have easily won the fight in the first round or even the second round. Well, probably even the first round, I'd say honestly, if he didn't waste his energy. I don't know about the second round because he
Yeah,
sent his takedowns for shit, but like, yeah, he sold really hard in my opinion.
and I also think like maybe a little more like control of the fight.
Yeah.
Like, because he really had no control. Like, when it
But
came to
in the
having
first
like,
round, he had Tim Elliott like looking like he was just like looks like rookie in the first
yeah,
round. That was
but
my
like that was a lot of that was just because of how
because Tim
Tim
Elliott.
Elliott was acting.
Yeah,
It wasn't really because Asakura was doing anything like severe.
I mean he was getting some good shots in, but it also was because Tim Elliott wasn't doing any takedowns or anything.
Yeah,
I did like Tim Elliott's press conference, just saying how he's happy. But if Tim Elliott's fighting, I'm rooting against him every single time because I can't watch him fight anymore. Like his fighting style, just it pisses me off.
yeah. I mean, he's not a bad fighter. I just
He
don't
just
like his
looks so stupid
attitude.
and just like, look, unlike Paige, where it's kind of cool until it gets boring. Tim Elliott just from the start just looks like really stupidly annoying, like a clown trying to fight almost is what it seems like. I'm hating on Tim Elliott so hard, but I promise it's not because am such a I'm a glazing Kayasako. No, it's just because Tim Elliott. I just hate the way
Yeah,
his fighting style. Just like to me, it's just like so stupid, and, like playful. It just annoys me to watch. But overall, good one for Tim Elliott. Asakura, get in the gym, buddy. Learn some Chinese. I don't freaking know what you got to do, but lock in, bro. I don't know. I said that because, dude, no, I say that because, like, he got absolutely destroyed by Tim Elliott, and he was heavily favored.
oh,
I'm not,
yeah. I just think it was a bad time for Asakura because Asakura definitely could have won. I just think he got too caught up in his own head.
yeah, Tim Elliott really, stole. Really in the second round, mainly, because that's when he finished him. I don't even know if he even got a takedown in the first round. I don't think did he get a takedown in the first round? I don't remember.
I
I
think
think
it
he
was
did.
late first
Yeah, I
round.
think
I
he
don't
did.
remember.
But yeah, Tim Elliott's takedown just messed with Asakura so much. He was just cooked from the beginning of round two, it felt like. Um, on the next fight. Michael Page, bro, he needs to stop messing with his opponents. Like, unlike Tim Elliott, where it's like, it's stupid, it's kind of like funny, and then it's just like annoying.
Disrespectful
Yeah.
almost.
Like, I liked it when he was kind of cocky with it in the sense where he was just dodging a bunch of punches and then just throwing a 1-2 combo. And then like just landing on Cannon, yeah, that was kind of cool. But when you're doing like in between the legs basketball moves and doing that and just like running around the cage, it just gets old.
Yeah, overall, this fight wasn't really. The fight was kind of boring. It was just
I
basic
thought it was
striking.
semi-exciting, and just because Michael Page messed with him too much. The third round was exciting though because Cannonier got 8 minutes of total control time, which was
Yeah,
impressive, kind of,
but
but
like,
not really
I
because
feel
Michael Page
like,
definitely just let his guard down. But kind of with DDP. Jared Cannonier did actually scare me when he was landing a bunch of shots on Michael Page. Unlike DDP, where he got the really good guillotine guillotine attempt. Jared Cannonier was just landing a bunch of punches, and I felt like Cannonier could maybe steal it from Michael Page in the third round with like 40 seconds left if he lands enough big shots. But after a while, I'm like, yeah, Jared Cannonier isn't winning this. He'll just get the round, and Michael Page is going to win 29-28. So I feel like there really isn't much to talk about. It wasn't that exciting of a fight. Um,
Yeah.
just overall, Page looked good, and he called out Leon Edwards, I believe. So that
Yeah,
should
Leon
be,
Edwards is gonna destroy him for sure.
yeah. I'll probably root for Leon Edwards in that fight because Michael Page is cool, but like I'd rather have Leon Edwards win, especially after Michael Page just like prodded around the cage for like it seemed like the entire first round.
Old is Michael Page? Oh yeah. He's pushing 40. There's no way he's beating
Because how old
like
is Leon Edwards?
Leon Edwards. I don't even think he's like 35. He might be younger. He might be like early 30s.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see because I feel like betting odds might favor Page a little bit more than they should just because he beat Cannonier and it's like recency bias. Because I don't know when the last time Edwards fought was, but
Yeah,
and now
but I
on
think you
to the
give Leon Edwards some training camp and he'll be good.
yeah, I'll probably pick Leon Edwards if they do actually make that fight. Now the first spinning back elbow, Carlos Prates the buzz beater. Oh my God, bro! I was like, holy shit! It was a holy shit moment for me, bro. Because I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
this fight.
I was thinking it's just
th-
gonna go to round two. A little bit of me was mad, only in the sense that I picked a round two KO versus round one, but I'd rather have a spinning back elbow over my round being correct. So I'm not too mad about that. But from the start, it honestly looked pretty even. Prates was getting more strikes, but Jeff Neal from the start was a little bit he was just landing better strikes on him,
yeah,
and he was just throwing good shots. And then Carlos Prates and like after the first minute or so, got his mojo back and, was landing some good, leg kicks, body kicks, mainly headshots. I feel like Practice could have maybe thrown some more legs and bodies. He was 8 for 8 on body, 7 for 7 on leg, but overall, these were both strikers who were just going to go for the head. I mean, both heavily through headshots. Practice attempted 45, landed 17. Jeff Neal landed 16, attempted 38. So overall, it was a pretty good fight, and just the spinning back elbow, bro, just really good execution by Prates. Just landed it right to the side of the temple, made Jeff Neal go down, and it was just crazy with the buzzer beater with like 2 seconds left. Like kind of with Alexander Hernandez, I forgot to talk about this. So before we continue, do you think there was an early stoppage in the Chase Hooper Alexander Hernandez fight?
I think.
I think they could have continued it. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I
Because
think it could have continued,
it's like
but I
there's two
can see
seconds
why the
left.
ref would stop it.
Because there's 2 seconds left in it, in like any other fight, pretty much, like a more, um, let's say Khamzat DDP, for example, because it's on the card. Let's say that happened to, like, I don't know, let's say DDP somehow did that against Khamzat. They're probably going to continue the fight. They're not just going to stop it. But with it being Alexander
Yeah,
Hernandez, Chase Hooper, it makes more sense. They're going to care more about the player's health and safety, or the fighter's health and safety. I said player, my bad.
yeah,
A lot of people are saying Chase Hooper kind of waved the white flag. He like caught up on a ball after getting KO'd, but I still think Alexander Hernandez would have got the second round KO, or at least if it
yeah.
went
He
he
definitely would have gotten
would have
it.
dominated the second round. And so I don't think it's that big of a deal. But back to Practice, the spinning back elbow was just like picture perfect. Side of the temple just landed really well. The sound of it was kind of crazy, just like how like perfectly he landed it, especially with 2 seconds left. And yeah, just really good performance. I feel bad for Jeff Neal because like if you're gonna lose, the worst way I feel like you can lose by KO is like a spinning back elbow, and it's only happened 8 times before this in UFC history. And just the way
Yeah,
he
and
was like,
also,
he didn't even have to follow up with any ground and pound. He was just done.
yeah, and like the fight, it it's not like Neil did bad. They both finished over 50%.
Like Prates would
Uh,
have got round one, but it still would have been a good close 10-9 round. Maybe Jeff Neal could have stepped it up. I doubt that. But
I don't think there would have been a knockout if Prates didn't hit the elbow in the first round. I think it would have been decision, Prates, but I just think that elbow just it was
yeah.
just perfect
Yeah, I could
timing.
see
It
maybe a
was
KO in round two. Maybe. But
maybe
even
because
that's
they were
unlikely because
both
like Prates didn't like land like a significant strike if I feel like in the first round that would have, affected Jeff Neal in the second round. like a really big shot, that affects Jeff Neal and maybe lowers his mojo and gives Prates the idea to go for the KO in round two. But
Yeah, and like, well, the only reason why I say it could have went to decision because Neil was actually striking pretty well, and so was Prates. But I just feel like it was perfect timing, like, and it was set up perfectly for that spinning back elbow.
especially
And
because
Prates, he just took it, and honestly, it was
especially because
probably the best move in that situation.
Yeah, especially because like Jeff Neal's probably thinking, okay, there's like maybe a couple seconds left. I'm just gonna lay my guard down and just gets, knocked with it. Same like us
Yeah.
MMA fans. None of us were thinking, oh, Colin is gonna get a knockout, much by spinning back elbow, which is super rare. We was thinking, oh, it's gonna go to round two, 10-9 for Prate. Let's get ready for round two. But no, it was just shocking. And what's even more kind of funny is Prates smokes 9 to 10 cigarettes a day, yet is only
That
doing something
is,
like that, which is like crazy. But what I don't like though is that in the press conference after the fact, he was like smoking a cigarette, and someone pointed out like, "Why are you smoking a cigarette with a bunch of like non-smokers who don't want to like inhale your cigarette smoke? Like no one's trying to deal with that.
and it's just
It's like
something that not
nasty.
smells good.
It's just
Yeah.
like nasty. Like why are you smoking inside, bro? Like go outside or something. Like
Yeah, or at least just wait till you get done with the interview.
or like back to like the locker room or something where you have like your own space and make sure people
Yeah.
because like it's just your camp in there pretty much. But I did think it was though cool how practice is kind of like my life's a party. I can party all I want. People are doubting me, but I can do whatever I want. I can have fun and still knock people out. And it was cool how he I think it's confirmed. They confirmed it on the commentary that he's gonna get a fight on October 11th. Um, and,
Yeah.
and
I
he's gonna
think he
get his
called
put
someone out, didn't he?
um I forget who he called out.
Yeah, I forgot. Oh, wait, no. It was, oh, wait, no, I can't remember. It's like on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember.
Here, let me look it up. I did think it was cool that how Carlos Party shouted out his homeboy and was like, "You go UFC, you guys need to get my guy on the roster."
Yeah.
But yeah, overall it was a good fight, and the spinning back elbow really made it that exciting. I think without it, it still would have been a decent fight. Yeah, he
Yeah.
targeted. Oh, um, never mind. Prates called out Leon Edwards. I don't think Michael Page called out anyone, but let me see. Um,
No, because I thought Michael Page did call someone out.
Maybe both of them called out Leon Edwards. It says here Carlos Prates targets Leon Edwards, and he also said he'd be willing to fight Michael Page. Yeah,
Oh,
um, who did Michael Page call out? Oh, UFC 319. I'm looking up who Michael Page called out.
yeah.
Okay, Page called out Prates, and
Oh, Page called out. Okay.
Prates called out Leon Edwards. It said he'd be willing to fight Page, and Page called out Prates. So I got that mixed up earlier. I think Prates Leon Edwards
Yeah.
is a really good fight.
Yeah, it was.
I feel like Paige might honestly do Izzy. Paige might fight Izzy is what a lot of people are saying.
I feel like
Because they're both unks and it would give Paige a shot at maybe like I wouldn't say a title elimination. I'd say if Izzy wins, I don't really know what happens there. If Paige wins, I think he'd probably get a title shot maybe. I don't know.
is
What do you think?
if Izzy were to fight him, it would only be worth Izzy's like time in his record.
If it's gonna
Because Izzy would win for sure.
Do you think he'd get it? Do you
But
think he should first of all, one, do you think he would get a title shot if he beat him? And two, do you think he should get a title shot after beating him? I don't think so, because like
I
I don't
think
like the
I think there's a chance, but I don't think he should.
I
Just
don't
because of
like
his
I
age
don't
and how
like it
he
how
acts.
nowadays I don't like it how nowadays people are saying that, oh yeah, if I beat a dude once I get a title shot. Like I think Aaron Pico was saying, yeah, I'm gonna fight Volk if I beat Justin Neal or whatever. Like
Yeah.
he'd get a win. It's like first of all, it's the UFC debut, there's no reason to be getting a title shot. And also like Izzy just lost to Strickland. Is he well no, is who did Izzy lose to recently? Wasn't it Strickland? Isn't Strickland his most recent loss?
Um, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was Strickland.
I'll check it. But I don't just know like how nowadays it's like I win like one fight or like I lose a fight like Izzy because of his star name. Yeah, he lo no, he lost to Nasruddin Iramedov. Oh, I remember
Mm,
that fight. I remember this was like right when I was getting into MMA UFC, and I watched it because up until then I didn't watch any other fight unless it was like during the day because I don't want to have to stay up. But now I've changed that, obviously. Yeah, he got
yeah.
KO'd in round two with 30
Oh
seconds
yeah,
left
that's right.
by
Yeah.
Nasruddin Iramedov. And Nasruddin Iramedov, a lot of people are saying I think what he'll do. Yeah, he's fighting Caio Borralho at the fight night September 6th, which if I think whoever wins that pretty much gets the title shot, in my opinion at
Oh
least.
yeah.
Or they would
Yeah, I
fight
could see that happening.
or
Dana
like
White has a
or
weird
like for
way of
instance,
setting things
or
up.
what you could do is you could take like Nasruddin Iramedov and Caio Borralho, winner fights Khamzat later, and then you do DDP versus RDR, and then if DDP, and then the winner of that, I think would end up. I don't know how that would work, but you basically would make it so the winner of Nasruddin Ilmayev and Kyle Baralho faces Hamzat, and then after that title fight takes place, you could do RDR and DDP for maybe another title contender, title shot fight, or you could also just make it so whoever wins would be in a title elimination shot. Like you could do it either way. So
Yeah.
I think the title elimination shot, if already on DDP face, it would probably be most likely for to get the chance to do a title versus just going straight to the title, especially if DDP wins, because it's like he just lost some times out. It's like with Izzy. Izzy's not gonna come off after two losses right now, beat say Michael Page and then get a title shot. That doesn't make sense. And DDP the same thing. He's not gonna lose to Hamzat, beat Audio, and then just get a title shot immediately. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and also I feel like Izzy, he's just like I just think he just wants to relax more. I don't think he really wants to fight like like anybody at the moment.
I mean,
But
he's 36, so he's getting up there in age.
yeah,
This is
like
DDP, who's I think is only 31, but let me check.
yeah,
I think Hein and Hamzat are the same age.
Hamza
Yeah, DDP.
Hamza's 31. Yeah,
Yeah, I look up DDP and it gives me Diamond Dallas Page, whoever the frick that is.
yeah. Oh yeah, Hamza and DDP are both the same age. They're
Yeah,
both
and what's
31.
interesting is Hamza, not interesting, but I'm just throwing this out there. DDP was joined in January, and then Hamza was born in May. So I'm just throwing it out there. I just thought
Yeah,
that because I looked up because I said they were both 31. I'm just wondering like when their birthday was when I looked it up. So, anyways, on to the second spinning back elbow in the co-main. Lerone Murphy, Aaron Pico, bro. I'm so glad Aaron Pico got knocked the fuck out, bro. Um, I hate after flipping my pick for Passion Mix Mario Batista. I'm like, I want Aaron Pico to get knocked out or just get absolutely like I just want Aaron Pico to lose at the very least. Not because I hate him or think he's like a dick. They did like a cool story on him before how he like represents like the Pico name and how it goes back generations. But I was just like rooting for Roy Murphy and I picked him too. So for me, it just made sense.
yeah. This fight, there wasn't really anything big that happened other than the spinning back elbow. Like,
Pico honestly
Pico
came out
threw.
like I'm kind of using Alexander Hernandez a little bit too much, but I mean it's pretty similar. Both of them both came out strong, and both of them ended up both well one lost and one won. And Pico in this case lost. He came out strong, and I was just like, ooh, look, maybe Aaron Pico's a lot better than I thought. And then when Pico spinning back elbow, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it was because I think Aaron Pico's problem is he just got too excited and got like too caught up because he had three takedown attempts, landed two of them. Great, continue doing that. But
Yeah.
instead, he came out like strong and
Yeah,
fast
that's what
and just wanted to like
yeah,
knock him out. It
that's
looked like he
what
wanted to knock
Max
him out in the
Top
first
not Max
round.
Top like that's what Dustin Poirier was saying at the desk when they were transitioning between the prelims and the main card. When they do like the little segment before they transition over, he was saying that Pico needs to stay calm and relaxed and not get his ego in the way. Because if he comes out fast, it might be good to the start, but later in the fight, and we saw it here, that opens up opportunities for Murphy, and it's just not a really good thing. Like I know he's a striker, but you gotta, chill a little bit, you don't want to come out fully strong. Like with Hernandez, it works against Hooper because Hooper is known from takedown and isn't is his strong suit isn't striking. But with Lerone Murphy, he's undefeated and he's still undefeated and he's a striker. You got to be careful of that because as was shown here with the spinning back elbow, which two in a row, same card, just crazy by the fact that we had two spinning back elbows and they were right after another. Like that opened up the opportunity, and Lerone Murphy just took advantage of it. Like Carlos Prates landed the spinning back elbow, and that was pretty much the fight.
Yeah, and like I feel like part of the
It
reason
was
Aaron
early on
Pico
too.
like got knocked out was because if you're rushing at somebody, it's gonna be so easy to just move out of your like direction and throw anything at you.
Yeah,
And Aaron Pico just it was like he kind of wasn't defending.
yeah,
I mean, Murphy went 50% total strikes, which is really good, but they were all significant strikes. And Pico just was like, it looked like he only had one goal in mind, and
yeah,
that was to knock Murphy out with a punch in the first round. That's just what it seemed like he wanted to do.
yeah. I totally
But
agree.
but I think at some point, Aaron Pico was just like, oh yeah, I landed a couple strikes. I got this. And
Yeah,
Murphy just
I
caught him
do
with the
think he
spinning
came out
back
way too
elbow.
strong. I think is what the deal was.
Yeah.
Yeah, overall, just another like the thing is like the spinning back elbow. I feel like almost overshadows the fight because realistically, the Carlos Practice and Aaron Pico fight, if it weren't for the knockouts, they would be good fights, but they wouldn't be as hyped up as we're talking about. And it's with the fact that it was a KO and it's the fact that it's spinning back elbow and it's two spinning back elbows in a row. So like
Yeah.
the knockout definitely overshadows it, but like both I think still would have been good fights. And I think still especially I think Carlos Prado's fight had a chance for knockout. Um but I think the Lerone Murphy, if it didn't end in knockout in the first round, I think it would have went to decision. And that's what I predicted. I predicted Lerone Murphy by decision to win that fight originally. So
Yeah.
overall, two good fights. And the final fight of the night, Khamzat Chimaev, aka a wet towel against DDP, is what people are like mocking him for. Do you think it was an entertaining
This
fight?
honestly, no. Like in like the gist of it, no. Because 17 takedown attempts, 12 of them landed, 21 minutes of control time. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's no, that's not the most in UFC history, but it's like really up there. I know that. And then he had 567 total strikes. Like, I know a lot of them were just like mini strikes,
Yeah, to the
like
head.
just tiny little taps nearly, but he landed 529.
Yeah,
And
I
if you get tapped 529 times, like at some point that's going to start to affect you, whether it's mentally,
yeah
whether
I
it's
looked it up.
physically.
He holds the record for the most control time in a UFC fight of 21 minutes and 41 seconds. And then he also holds the record for the most total strikes with 529. I find it crazy that Hamzat is able to land those many strikes. I know there's many taps to the head, but bro, he almost attempted the total amount of strikes. Let me look up Joshua Van versus Brandon Royval. Total strikes landed and attempted. Because landed and attempted. I'm looking it up right now because I just want to compare. That fight of the year, still in my opinion. Yeah, Royval attempted 468 strikes and landed 216. Van landed 209 strikes and attempted 113. Like he basically almost got like the amount of strikes in one total fight just by himself.
Yeah, and
In total,
Duplessis,
both of them attempted over 600 strikes, and both of them nearly landed in total 600 strikes.
like Duplessis, he didn't even get the triple digits in total strikes. And I feel like that's
I mean,
part of
but
the
like, what
reason
do
he
you want him to do when
lost.
you're getting dominated on the ground? Like, I still think. Okay, this is how I think. Was it? It depends how you define entertaining. Was it entertaining the entire time? No. Were there moments where it was exciting? Yeah. Overall, is that the best fight of all time? No, there's no way.
No.
I'm just throwing that randomly. Like it was I'd say it was more interesting fight than an entertaining fight. It was interesting
Yeah,
how
because
Hamzat was, but it wasn't entertaining when you're watching DDP just get kneed against the fence like for 2 minutes straight. And that's when I think the ref should have stepped in versus later into the fight.
yeah, and honestly, if I'm gonna be, it honestly didn't look like a title fight, to be honest. It more looked like just a regular, like,
Well, that's the most dominant title fight there's probably ever been. Let's be realistic.
yeah, but like, it's just like you can dominate, but like, are you really doing anything? Because what did Hamza really do? Take him down and just tap him? Like that, like if I had to like summarize the entire fight into like one sentence, it's exactly how I would like say it. Like Hamza really didn't do much entertaining. He just did more like technical stuff that was like,
The thing is that no one's ever done that before the DDP. No one's ever got 21 minutes of control time. No one's ever dominated someone as much like that in a title fight. This just shows how good Hamzat is at what his strength is.
yeah,
Like that's what it is. You can't really take anything away from it. Like, oh, he just laid on him the entire fight. No, dude. He was like even when DDP got on his was on his knees against the cage, Hamzat just was like, no, come back here, took him back, put him back on the ground. DDP tried to get up, couldn't do anything. Like the fact that it was such dominating for performance is what makes it so impressive. Because everyone's thinking, oh, we know Hamzat is going to go for a bunch of takedowns, but maybe DDP can get out of it because he's DDP by having his coach his corner or having his corner with fake mustaches or something. Like the way that it was so dominating is what makes Hamzat so good and what makes his fight so impressive. What it makes his performance so impressive.
yeah, but like I still think that Hamza could have, because like the thing
No,
with
I do
fighting is,
agree, especially by like the fifth round. But it's like if you're in a title fight, you and me, I don't fight. You know that. You do. If let's say in a wrestling match in like the state championship, and something's working for you, and everyone else thinks it's stupid, and you're just a bum for doing it, are you gonna stop doing it in your championship title fight? No.
no. Well, like the thing is what I'm saying is like Hamza, like at some point the wrestling's gonna wear out. Like you also have to think from like the future Hamzat perspective and who he's gonna fight.
Who's he gonna fight? Think about it.
That's what I'm saying.
When
No,
you
like,
saw him get 21 minutes of control time, I'm not like I'm glazing Hamzat, but it's also because I want people to like know, like that's like you can't just take it away from Hamzat, like
oh,
oh
okay,
what how he laid on him the entire fight, but like
just think about this. In football, teams don't give film of every single play they have.
yeah,
So if you're good at one play, you don't want to give a team a bunch of like clips of you just running that play.
yeah,
Because then they're going to be able to study that, see, oh, they're good at this, they're good at doing that.
yeah.
Like they're going to be able to break that down in your best play in your playbook. Now you're screwed. Like because now they know exactly how to stop it and do everything. And the thing with Hamza is he just proved that if you can stop his wrestling, there's like a likely chance that you beat him.
But no one stopped it. Like this shows like okay, if you're able to stop his only thing that he can do is wrestle and grapple, but how are you gonna stop it?
That's why the thing is fighters get weeks and weeks and weeks of training camp. Like if you give someone enough time to train, wrestling will slowly start to like fade away. Like it'll just stop working
In
because
that case,
shot
who do you think
setups
he
are
should
harder
match
in
up with that
UFC.
has? In that case, I get what you're saying. Who in that case, who else would he fight then? Like, let's just name. I'm not good at this. I haven't been watching MMA. I'm just gonna ask you honestly. If Hamzat, if all I can do is wrestling, what's another wrestler that you can give him that has a chance to beat him? Who's this? Basically, who's like the second best wrestler currently?
I don't I don't I don't think it's anyone in the middleweight. Uh, mm, cause cause honestly, in the middleweight there are no like
Yeah.
I mean, there's Israel, who's not bad.
Okay, let's say he
Um,
moves up then. If he moves up, then who are you gonna take?
if he moves up to light heavyweight,
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm just
I mean, I think Alex Pereira beats Hamza. I
really.
think Ankalaev loses to Hamza, but
What
Ankalaev has
about
good wrestling still.
yeah?
But like, or if he went down to welterweight, I
Yeah.
don't think there's anyone that beats him in wrestling.
What do you think? Let's say this. Let's say both are the same weight, both are the same height. Who wins versus Merab or Hamza? Assuming like this is like a hypothetical. Who do you think wins versus Merab and Hamza?
Oh, or Marab for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
It just because I feel like the only thing is like Merab is better cardio, but he's also smaller, so it's like
Well, here's the thing with like wrestling in the UFC, like actual wrestling compared to UFC wrestling, you're standing up. So when you take a shot, it's so obvious to see because you're not low to the ground
yeah,
already. You have to basically drop your entire body, then shoot forward simultaneously. And it's just so easy to see that. If you're able to stop it and react quick enough, wrestling will never work on you in a UFC
yeah. The
match.
thing is though, with
Unless
Merab,
you
he
get
also
caught with a
has yeah.
punch.
The thing is with Merab too, he also has a little bit of a striking ability. I feel like
Yeah, and that's where I think he would beat Hamza.
yeah.
Because I think Marab could stop Hamza's wrestling if they were the same weight.
What do you think? But the thing is the height difference though, because Merab's like Hamzat's 6 foot, what 6 foot like two. Merab's like what 5 foot something.
Marab just got to keep it close, honestly. And
That's the only
anytime,
thing I see is with Hamza because of his bigger frame, he's gonna be able to just. It's gonna be easier for him to with his lengthy limbs and whatnot to get Merab in a position and dominate him more than DDP. Because imagine if DDP was the size of Merab, Hamza, it's gonna be an easier time for him to get the submissions and easier time to land those shots while he's on the ground. So like,
yeah, but shorter fighters tend to learn how to use like them being shorter to an
yeah,
advantage, especially in the UFC. Because if Marab were to fight Hamza right now, I think if all right, say they had 3 rounds, I think Marab would win at least one of those rounds. If they were even if they were different weights, I think Marab would win one of the 3 rounds
yeah.
because
I
it
think
wouldn't be a
that is the case.
knockout.
I think that is a. I don't know. I did watch his fight against Sean, but it's just like after watching his Hamza, I think it's just recency bias for me, honestly. Like, even if that's the case, it's like just the height difference for me is just a huge factor. I feel like, in my opinion, and because I'm do it in CDP, but I do agree. I think Marab would at least have a good shot at taking a round from Hamza, but I still think Hamza would win if they were the same weight class. I I don't know who I would pick then, honestly. Um, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
but I mean, what?
nothing. I was gonna say, how does Hamzat show up in your pound for pound rankings now?
I think I don't know because I think Hamzat's pound for pound top 10, but I don't think
He
he's,
doesn't have the history yet. He only has one bout.
yeah, I think there's some more he has to like figure out and
Yeah,
do.
if he goes on good title defenses and gets like 3 to 4 belts, then maybe he'll shoot up a lot. But you still have
Yeah,
Ilya
but I don't,
active, for instance.
I think until then it's gonna, yeah, I think there's still quite a bit he has to
Yeah,
like
and
figure
last
out.
question: do you think anyone would uh, like? I think Ilya has the best shot. I don't know if it's realistic. He had to relinquish his bout. Do you think anyone in the say? I'll just say next 10 years. Do you think anyone in the next 10 years will become the first person to win in 3 separate weight classes? To win a bout in 3 separate
Mm,
classes? Because like Ilya had the best
I
shot,
don't think
but it's
Ilya
because
is
he had
gonna
to
do it.
relinquish his belt when he moved weight classes. That's the thing.
I think, I think that honestly. I think Islam's gonna do it.
Really?
Like, on, only because I don't know, because there's a lot that still has to happen in order to fully decide.
It's also because like with
Because
Ilya,
Ilya Tapora,
it's also with Ilya, he had the chance to. It's just when he moved weight class, he had to give up his belt, so now he can't become a triple champ. That's the hard part with it. The
yeah.
timing has to
I
also
mean,
be perfect.
I think it's possible for Ilya to do so, but
I feel like realistically at this point in his career, he's probably only going to do like one or two more belts and stay in the weight class he's in and just call it a quit. He's probably not
I
trying to put
think
that much.
I think Islam's better than Ilya, to be honest.
Because Islam's, yeah.
But yeah, I
But what if
just
Ilya remains undefeated on his record? That's the thing. In way less fights, though.
mm,
Because what was Islam? Like, what, 19? And I might be down here. What was Islam's record?
Islam's only lost one fight, I'm pretty sure.
I know, but how many did he win is the thing. Because, like, right now, Ilya, I think, is 15. Yeah.
Think Islam's at
I mean, I can check right
18.
now. I'll look at his record. I think he was like 19. Okay, never mind. Yeah, 27 and 1. And then his record in the UFC is different. Of course, his record in the UFC is, if it loads, yeah, his UFC record is 16 and 1. His UFC record is 16 and 1.
Ilias?
No, Islam's. And then I'm checking Ilya's right now. Ilya's record right now in the UFC is, I'm checking. It doesn't literally. I have to go into onto the UFC website to find it out. So give me a sec. But yeah, I think that is a good thing.
But I want to see Islam and Ilya fight.
Yeah.
Because Ilya's probably gonna
Yeah.
move weight classes pretty
Yeah.
soon, to be honest.
Yeah. He's 9-0.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to say before we leave? Before I end this podcast?
No. Yeah, I think that's all.
All right. Thanks everyone for tuning into this podcast. Yeah, thanks Dylan for being my co-host for this episode. And yeah, guys,
Yeah.
that's the end of episode 4. And I'll get to editing this and peace, guys.